Last time we showed an example on how to use thread in Common Lisp. Today we'll show a problem in which threads can really improve performance. The goal will be to sum the reciprocal of all the elements inside an array. Let's start by introducing the data structure we will use. Lists are common data structure in Common Lisp, but they are not really efficient when we want to process a lot of data. In this case, an array is a better choice. An array is a sequence of continuous memory location. For example, since we have random access to each position, it will be really simple to dispatch work to different threads. Common Lisp has a great support for array. We can create an array of fixed size using makeArray, which takes as a mandatory parameter the initial size, and then it has many optional parameters. For example, with element type, we can specify the type of the object we will put inside. We can read and write element using aref, the name of the object, and then the position. We can use aref inside a setf to assign a value. The goal is to sum the reciprocal of the elements in an array. Using Bordeaux Threads, we can easily parallelize this task. In particular, we will see if we can get some gain in performance. Summing the reciprocal of an array means, for example, given the array with the elements 1, 2, 3, and 4, our goal is to compute 1 over 1 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3 plus 1 over 4. Let's start with the sequential implementation. We can easily solve this task in Common Lisp using a do, which is the most general form of loop in Lisp. So we define a function sumSec, which takes as input the vector and the index from which to which we want to sum. At the beginning they will be always 0 and the length of the array, but later we will use them with different values. If you need a refresh on how it works, you can look at my video on loops in Common Lisp. The first argument of loop is the list of variables. In this case, we have two variables. The first one is I, which goes from, and at each iteration is incremented by 1. Then we have the accumulator, which starts from 0 and each time is incremented by the value 1 over the value of the vector at position I. We are actually summing the reciprocal at this stage. The second parameter of the do shows the condition that will make us exit. In particular, this do will end as soon as I is greater or equal than 2. Then we also pass ACK. This value will be the return value of the loop. When we deal with parallelism, we have always to benchmark our implementation, because the main reason to introduce it is to gain performance. Thus, we need a function that generates an array of fixed size with random data. We will use this array both with the sequential implementation and with the parallel one, and we will see which is the fastest one. Generate random array is a function which takes as input the size of the array. Inside, we define a variable random array, which is an array of size given as parameter, and the elements are of type float. Then we iterate for each element of the array. The time is a loop in which the variable i's take values from 0 to size minus 1, which are basically the position inside our array, and for each position we assign a random value. Random returns a value from 0 included to 1 excluded. The range of value is not really important, but they have to be different from 0. This is the reason why we use 1 minus random. This way the values goes from 0 excluded to 1 included. We don't want 0 because we will divide for each of these values. In this case, we call sumSec with the vector as first parameter, and the range will be from 0 to the dimension of the array. Array dimension takes as input the vector and 0. Arrays in general are multidimensional in Common Lisp. We are using just a one-dimensional array, so 0 represents the first dimension, which is the only one we have. We can see that it took 0.292 seconds to run this function, and we used one CPU. Now let's go on with the parallel implementation. The idea is that we will split the array in n sub-arrays, and then we use some sec on each of them. So for example, if the array is the previous one with element 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we have two cores, we can see this sum as the sum of the first two elements and then of the last two elements. In the end, we will have only to sum each of those results. The size of the array may not be a multiple of the number of tasks, so we'll have to run. In particular, we will use the ceiling, that is run by success, to be sure to cover all the array. The number of tasks is usually equal to the number of physical processor, so in my case it will be 4. And this is the function to sum an array in parallel. This function takes as input the vector, the number of tasks, and then to be coherent with what we did before, we also pass from and to, which is the range we want to sum. We define the variable total, which is the number of element, and then we have two functions, chunk from and chunk to. Chunk from will give us the index of the first element of the if chunk. To get it, we just multiply the size of each chunk, which is the ceiling of total and task, with the I. Moreover, we have to sum the from. Chunk 2 is analogous, but we have also to verify that if the chunk is the last one, we don't want to go out of the array. Then we have a let in which we create all the tasks. This is similar to what we did in the previous video. We have a for whose index goes from 0 to number of tasks minus 1, and every time we call the function makeThread. The first parameter of makeThread is a lambda, which calls some sequential, whose parameters are vet, and the range goes from the chunk from to the chunk to of the index I. And this is the most strange part of the algorithm. How to pass the value I from the main thread to the worker thread. In Common Lisp, there are libraries which offers more advanced way to pass value from one thread to another, for example, using channels. In case of Bordeaux Thread, the easiest solution is to declare a global variable I and then add the new binding using initial bindings. When all the threads start, we can do a join and wait for them to finish. The result will be a list of partial sum, and we will have only to sum those values, for example, using a reduce. We have to load Bordeaux Thread. Finally, we can compare the performance of the sequential and the parallel implementation. We have already seen the approach. We generate a random array of a really big size, and then we call some sec and some par. We also compute the relative error between the result of the sequential and the parallel version. We can see that the first version took something like 0.292, while the parallel one took 0.082. So we got an increase of performance. In particular, the first one used only one CPU, while the other one used all 4 of them. The result we got is not exactly the same. The reason is due to approximation error using floating point numbers. For today, this is all. Let me know in the comments if you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe.